How did your production skills develop throughout this project?
So when we first started planning out the film, we basically had zero clue of what any of us were doing. We didn't know how to do things like plan or write a script. I was the one who wrote most of the script, and it was surprisingly fairly simple. I feel like from the point that we started to the point in which the script was done, my script writing skills really improved, and I was able to write it in less than an hour. After the script was finished, we had to actually plan out the film and think of what props or costumes we might need. This was not difficult at all because we could already imagine what most of the film was going to be like. When it came time to actually record the film, that's when it started to get really difficult. It was hard to choose which shots would look best for which scene, and when we decided that we didn't need any props or costumes for the film, we had to figure out a way to still make it somewhat entertaining. Eventually, we were able to record all the shots to put together the film completely, but our filming skills didn't really improve much from the start. Whenever it was time to edit, we were once again clueless. None of us had ever edited before, and we didn't know where to start. For starters, our film's total time was less than what was required, so we had to stretch it out, but it was hard to figure out how. We were all assigned a unique role in editing, putting the clips together, visual effects, and sound effects. I was in charge of the sound effects, and when it was my turn to edit, I was lost at first, but it was very simple to learn, and I improved quickly and was able to import sound effects with ease.
How did you integrate technologies, software, hardware, and online resources in this project?
Our film, Jimmy, is about a stalker who watches three high school boys while they carry on their day at school. The stalker communicates to the boys through text messages, so when filming, we used our phones as one of the most important props. This was a key piece of hardware because it helped create suspense and showed how the stalker was able to intimidate the characters without physically appearing on screen. The use of phone messages made the situation feel more realistic to modern teenage life, where communication through technology is common. In terms of filming equipment, the main hardware we used throughout production was the cameras on our phone. Since we did not use actual cameras, we had to make the most of what we had. We used our phones to film all the scenes, and this allowed us to focus more on angles and shots to build suspense within the film opening. For planning and pre production, we used software such as Word to put our ideas. On this software, we wrote the script and created the storyline. We also used it to plan roles, costumes, props, and shot types, which helped us stay organized during filming. This meant that when we began production, we already had a clear plan to follow, which made the process easier. Each person in our group contributed to the editing process, and we used software that we felt comfortable with and could learn quickly without having to learn how to use it. During editing, I was responsible for adding sound effects, which meant I had to search for audio online. I had to make sure the sounds matched the tone and mood of the film, creating suspense and tension. Once I found the sounds, I extracted and inserted them into the film using the editing software. In the end, we used a lot of technology during the production process, but it all turned out to benefit us.